Thank you so much for joining us here on Influence Her. I'm Amanda Bossert.
And I'm Asha McKenzie. We are here in Morristown, New Jersey at BeWell. This right here is a one-stop shop for all things wellness.
And we are sitting down with its owner, Marisa Sweeney. She's a registered dietitian who not only owns this location, but 12 others just like it all around the country.
She is pretty impressive, and she is also the creator of New Jersey Veg Fest, which is a huge vegan and wellness festival that happens multiple times a year here in the great state of New Jersey.
Now in its 4th year, so a lot to talk about with her today, so let's get to it. Marisa, you are the owner and creator of New Jersey Veg Fest.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about how you got the idea for that and how you got that idea off the ground.
Yeah, well, I partnered with a woman named Kendra Arnold who, and this was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, actually more like 5, where we had just bumped into each other on the street. I mean, we were already friends. Morristown's kind of a small town where everybody really knows each other. And she was the only other vegan in town that I really knew, and she ran across the street and she was like, I have this really brilliant idea that we should put together this vegan food festival. And I was like, that is a pretty good idea.
Incredible. I mean, it started with her just saying, hey, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Walking on the street, and it became so big. How do you think, or why do you think that happened?
I think the both of us are just think big and figure out the details later kind
Love
of people, which is like, you know, it has its pros and cons, absolutely. But we thought really big. We were like, you know, I kind of, as I was just saying before, like it's not just about changing the culture of our town or even our county when you think about it. It's really to do something on a more macro level is so much more impactful to really see, I think, a movement grow. I think with a lot of like stuff coming out on Netflix, all these documentaries and all this environmental research that's coming out, there's a lot of different angles and a lot of different reasons why I think the public is getting more interested in veganism and plant-based living and health, of course.
Smart thinking.
And that being said, what was the response like from the community?
It was incredible. Like it was incredible. I still to this day blows my mind, honestly. So our first Veg Fest that we ever did, the first New Jersey Veg Fest, was in the Hyatt in Morristown. And we thought, oh, if we get 200 people here, that would be great. That was like the number that we had in our head. Like, wouldn't it be really great if we could get a couple hundred people here? And we actually had to stop selling tickets because the fire marshal told us to close down because we had 2,000 people there.
Doesn't sound like a problem to me.
It's a good problem.
Right?
It blew us away. Like it really, really blew us away. But it's also really amazing to see, I think, that New Jersey's ready for this. Like New Jersey's ready to know what plant-based options are available, what's local, like what, you know, because really trying to be vegan and trying to live more plant-based, I think anywhere. I mean, it's definitely getting easier.
I think what's so beautiful too, New Jersey has a lot of farms, and you see shop local and do local. I think that's such a benefit to this state.
Yeah.
Would you say so?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, New Jersey's the garden state, right?
Of course. We should be the first vegan state. We could be in the garden state, right? So Veg Fest started as something fun for you and something that you did as a project, and now it's kind of like your second job, your job other than BeWell.
Yeah.
Does it change for you how you feel about it, or do you still have that passion, that love behind it as you did in the beginning?
No, I love it. I probably love it exponentially every day. Like I love everything about it. It's very much a very positive, almost party kind of atmosphere, you know, and it's not a kind of festival where you're, you know, maybe some people assume that you're going to walk around and eat broccoli all day or something. It's not like that at all. I mean, there is plenty of healthy stuff there, but people that are really trying to live plant-based every day or live vegan every day, you know, these are people that are already eating hummus and having salads and kale shakes every day. People want something else. People want something a little bit different and to feel kind of like almost like part of the world again that can eat whatever they want, you know, and food is so convenient now. It's everywhere you go, but not if you're really trying to do the plant-based thing. It's a lot more difficult, a lot more challenging.
And as veganism has become a little bit more mainstream, not totally, but at least it's kind of becoming a little bit more in the spotlight now, how has the festival evolved?
That's also grown exponentially. I mean, the amount of people that we had the first year was about 2,000. We were pretty blown away by it. And we were able to, that very next year, move that event to the Meadowlands and make it like a 2-day event in the Meadowlands where we get, I mean, close to 10,000 people. And I want to say maybe only half, like we've done a few surveys, maybe only half of our attendees are actually vegan. I mean, it's a lot of people that are maybe vegetarian or maybe just, we call them veg curious folks. They just kind of want to see what it's about maybe. I mean, nobody's asking you if you're vegan when you walk in. Like it's very positive environment. Like, come if you want to, try out some things, or just walk around, maybe meet up with some friends. There's live music there. It's meant to be very fun, positive atmosphere.
So we're standing at where the BeWell experience begins, the front desk.
Right.
Marisa, walk me through what a first-time client would go through.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, usually people, before they come in here and find themselves here, they call us first. Like, each one of us will get on the phone with a new client, especially, to try to get an idea of exactly what it is they're looking for. What are they experiencing? What kind of brought them here? What services are they interested in particular? Some people have ideas of what services they want. Some people don't. So it's a lot of coaching of kind of finding out. We spend a good amount of time with people on the phone before they even come into our doors, of figuring out what they're looking for, what they want, maybe what they need, and then how we can best accommodate that when they come in. So when people come in for the first time, let's say they start off with nutrition counseling, just to give you an example, because I'm a dietitian and that's kind of the main scope of what I do. I'll have people come in after talking to them about, of course, why they're here. But I'll have people take me through a typical day, and I'll guide them through the whole process, just so I can kind of get a little idea.
Yeah, we talked about it being holistic and a one-stop shop for everything, and really it's all about easy access to the variety of services that you offer here.
Right, that's just it. Like being able to provide it all under one roof, and it's all right here.
So let's talk about your journey. You are a registered dietitian,
and
now a wellness business owner. How did we get from one to the other?
Yeah. So I've been a dietitian for 10 years, actually, as of October 17th. So it feels like it flew right by. But so I graduated from Montclair State University. I worked in Holy Name Hospital for a little while in the oncology unit. But like, just the more I worked there, the more I realized that nutrition has a very strong place, in particular with preventative medicine. And I really like the team approach. It's kind of similar to what we had over in the hospital with all these different disciplines working with each other, but it's much sooner on before a problem ever even becomes a problem. So, and health and wellness are such synonymous terms now too. So all of us here kind of sparked the idea of BeWell, of taking on all these, everybody's a licensed healthcare practitioner is what I was going to say. So we all come from this clinical background. We're all licensed in the state of New Jersey with the particular medical / wellness kind of discipline that we all specialize in, and we all really work as a team to benefit our clients the most.
The reaction from clients is clearly, we need more of this.
It's been great. It's been really great. And like, the expansion really stems off of us partnering with big medical practices. I think Western medicine now, or clinics, like when you go to like your regular primary care physician and everything, they're not as in tune to wellness, or it's not as integrated into their practice as of yet. People are looking for that. Like, they're looking for specialists in like certain areas. It goes back to what I was saying before, like health and wellness is very synonymous now. So people don't consider themselves healthy unless they're also living like a quality of wellness in their life too.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Of everything you need to be well.
And that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to like come in and not only focus on maybe the one piece when you should be focusing on the whole. I want to be able to provide that whole approach to wellness. So that's what BeWell is.
And you have done so much in a very short period of time, and you are very young. And you're
not that young.
I mean, but young, and to do so much in the amount of years that you've done it.
Thank you.
And you're someone to look up to for a lot of people who are trying to get into business and really do their own thing as well.
Oh, thank you.
So this is kind of twofold. Are you wowed at the amount that you've been able to do in this short period of time? And what would you say to people also trying to do what you're doing?
There are times where I look back and I'm like, what was I thinking? But like, but it worked. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it worked. So it's more of like, I think you have to, and I'm sure this is advice that everybody hears, but I don't think we can hear it enough. It's like, you just have to trust your gut. I think a lot of people really get stuck. Like, maybe they have an idea they want to turn into a business. I think a lot of people get stuck in this idea of like, this is my 5-year plan, and this is the way it's going to go, which is great. Have your 5-year plan, have your very beautiful laid out business plan, but then also allow for what feels right to be integrated in there, which may surprise you. And also allow for maybe an unexpected partnership to form with somebody that wasn't part of your plan.
Were there any challenges along the way that you know, you kind of had to ride out and see where it took you?
Oh yeah, yeah, there's challenges. I think that'll probably never end, honestly. Like there's always going to be challenges. But I think it'll forever be an endless roller coaster. And things have gotten a lot better for sure over the years. But in the beginning, like it's a roller coaster ride of thinking that you're on top of the world. Oh my goodness, this is totally going to work out. Like look at everything coming together exactly how I hoped it would. This is amazing. And then the next moment, you're just so full of self-doubt. Like, oh no, did I make the right decision? Maybe I should have done that instead. Maybe I should have done this. So it goes back to the idea of just being able to improv, and you just got to keep on keeping on. That's all it is. Like if you believe in the idea, there's going to be bumps in the road. It's guaranteed. You just got to keep on keeping on.
So here at BeWell, it's all about overall wellness.
Yes.
So you offer acupuncture, you have massages, and you also have yoga.
Yes, we do.
Which is amazing. And this is your beautiful yoga studio here. And what's really great about BeWell is you are a certified yoga school.
Yes, we are.
So
people can come to us if they want to become yoga teachers and become nationally certified through the Yoga Alliance.
And it's so beneficial.
Yeah, it's good.
No,
and we
it
get
is.
like a whole different range of people that are interested in doing that and taking that journey.
Marisa, honestly, you have done incredible work, created a space
Thank
for
you.
yourself and other people who want to do what you're doing.
exactly.
Thank you.
I commend you and congratulations.
Thank you.
I love
I
it.
appreciate that.
Because
Exactly.
I feel like there's a lot more.
You
that
may
we'll
see
be
me
seeing
at Veg
from you.
Fest.
Yes.
In November.
Amazing.
Yeah, November.
After the break, we're sitting down with the woman behind Aether Beauty. We're talking to Tyla Abbott about why she left her high-profile job at Sephora to start her own makeup line and how she's building a brand that's breaking the mold. That's coming up on InfluenceHER. You're watching InfluenceHER only on News 12 Plus. I'm Amanda Bossert, and joining me today is Tyla Abbott. Tyla is the one-woman show behind the beauty brand Aether Beauty. It's something that you created about 1.5 years ago when you felt like there was a need in the beauty space. So Tyla, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So when you set off to start with Aether Beauty, what was the goal you had in mind, Tyla?
Yeah, I wanted to bring the importance of sustainability to the beauty industry. So beyond clean formula, sourcing organic, fair trade, sustainably sourced ingredients, and then being able to think differently about packaging so that all the packaging ends up being recyclable.
So this is a space that you had a big background in. What were you doing prior to starting your own brand?
Yeah, so I used to be the head of product development for Sephora for over 7 years, in charge of the private label brand Sephora Collection, all of their makeup accessories, and then I became in charge of all makeup collaborations.
Having such a sought-after position at Sephora, what convinced you to take the plunge and go off on your own and start an entire brand from scratch as a one-woman show, which is incredible?
So, when I was there, I volunteered and became the head of research and development for sustainability for all of Sephora. I just had a disconnect with formulating conventional cosmetics and living an organic lifestyle. So in that role, I visited a ton of recycling facilities to really sort of learn how bad the packaging piece is in the beauty industry. So the EPA reported that 1/3 of the landfill waste in the US comes from the beauty care industry.
That's a crazy statistic.
I know.
That you don't even realize.
Totally. And I knew just even being a mom or being someone who produces a good, I didn't want to produce anything more that would just end up in a landfill. So I knew that was an important piece for me personally. And then, you know, really looking at the clean beauty space, I really learned that, you know, there wasn't innovation in formula, there wasn't colors or trends or storytelling. They all sort of look the same. They all sort of feel the same. And so, you know, I knew it wasn't just the natural girl that wants clean beauty. Everybody wants safe, non-toxic ingredients. But, you know, there's only a small offering for it. And I knew as a formulator I could do better. So I wanted to create products that were inspirational, that evoked, you know, a very sort of calming aspect. So I left in April 2018, and I launched the brand in June on the summer solstice.
Such a quick turnaround.
Very quick turnaround. I launch one product at a time, being self-funded and the only employee. So all my products that I produce are currently infused with crystals. And not just for the spiritual aspect of them, there's actually skincare benefits. So for instance, this is the amethyst palette, and amethyst helps prevent acne and redness in your skin. This one has ruby in it, and rubies help to prevent the absorption of pollution, which is amazing.
Things I wouldn't have known otherwise.
And then this palette's called the Crystal Grid, and each shade in there is made with a different crystal. So there's diamond, sapphire, tourmaline, amethyst, topaz. Literally, who doesn't want an excuse to wear diamonds everywhere?
I mean, literally in your makeup as
Totally.
well. Not just in jewelry, but in your makeup. Already, too. I mean, you started this in June of last year. You have 3 eyeshadow palettes already on the market.
Totally.
And in some pretty incredible retailers. Talk to me a little bit about where you're able to sell Aether Beauty.
Yeah, so I am in all doors at Sephora in the US and Canada.
Incredible.
I'm in Neiman Marcus, Anthropologie, Urban Outfitters, Riley Rose, Credo Beauty, Detox Market. Tons of great mom and pops too, and then I have my own e-commerce. So the brand really lives on Instagram because the hashtag for the brand is really Good Vibes Beauty. So it's all about bringing good energy and good vibes to everybody who plays with the brand.
So how has the response been to the Good Vibes Beauty trend?
Yeah, it's been incredible. People go crazy for it, especially on YouTube and influencers, and it's all been organic. So for me, efficacy is the #1 concern, and that's what I'm going after. I'm going after the girl who has high expectations for makeup, to stay on all day, to blend well, even be primerless. So that combined with the organic ingredients, it's all an organic coconut oil and shea butter base, which gives extra moisture and helps to prevent wrinkles, and it's just all great skincare benefits for your eyes.
And we were talking a little bit earlier about the FDA and their regulations and how it's a little dated. So we don't always know what we're putting on our skin in terms of makeup.
And it's also up to the brands to self-regulate. So the last time there were any laws put in place about ingredients in cosmetics was in 1938, and there were 13 ingredients that were banned. Since then, there's been over 16,000 ingredients introduced in the cosmetic industry. I ban over 1,400. And all of my products are considered safe and rated a 3 or below on the Environmental Working Group.
And committed to those values, clearly. So we already have 3 palettes out in about a year and a half in business. What's in store for the future for you?
Sure. I actually have 4 palettes, but one of them is currently sold out on my site.
That's good news.
The Rose Quartz is all sold out, but you can find it at all my other retailers, so that's good. But I'm launching individual highlighters in January that are all made with diamonds, so like very, very sparkly. I'm launching 3 cheek palettes as well, and 12 shades of liquid lip.
All right, so a lot to look forward to from Aether in the future as well. A lot of girls probably come to you for advice about how they can get started. What do you tell them when they're trying to launch their own brands?
I always tell people to work for someone else first. So get that experience under your belt, learn everything you can, and make mistakes on their dime. And really sort of understand what the client is looking for, because it's not just what you think the client wants. Really understanding the market and really understanding what's coming next in the pipe, what's coming next with other brands, how are you going to compete. All of your relationships and connections, they all really help you get to the next level.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us and giving us a closer look at Aether Beauty. I, for one, am incredibly excited to see more from you in the future as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to InfluenceHER. I hope you really enjoyed our episode this week. It was all about wellness from the inside out, and it's something that we all needed to learn about.
Absolutely, and sometimes when you think of wellness, you think about it in a one-track mind sort of way, but it really does encompass everything from taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and even feeling good about yourself with your appearance as well. And both of the women we spoke to this week, Marisa Sweeney and Tyla Abbott, definitely keep those values at the forefront.
So let's talk about Tyla. What I really enjoyed about her is she's saving the environment with beauty products by using less ingredients than most people use, and she bans them even though the makeup industry doesn't, which I think is great.
And then also in her packaging as well. She takes a zero waste approach because, as she said, 1/3 of all the waste in our landfills comes from the beauty industry. Mind-blowing statistic. She was upset by that and is taking steps to reverse that trend. Love a woman who makes it happen.
Right? We all make it happen. And she was a Sephora product developer, right?
Yes, and left that job to start her own brand just because she wanted to fill a void in the industry. I mean, how amazing. And same with Marisa, a registered dietitian who decided to take the values she learned and apply it to her own brand and business that has grown and continues to grow.
And BeWell is doing very well.
Yes.
So what's great about it is she has multiple locations, not just over here on the East Coast, but she's trying to open up one in California. So she's spreading all this wellness, and these are just two amazing women who are getting the job done when they don't see someone else doing it.
And I love that.
That's inspirational.
Absolutely. So be sure to give them a follow on social media and watch them continue their journeys in their respective spaces. We had so much fun with them on this week, and we hope to see you again right here on InfluenceHER next week.
Don't miss it. See you guys soon.